Hi there, my name is Sean, and I'm the owner and creator of Thinking Careers. So, this video is meant to be a lead in to why and how I came up with that brand name, what it means to me, and what I hope it may assist in your life. It may be something you're interested in and something that you've been thinking about for a while. So, yeah, let's get into that. So, Thinking Careers is actually a bit of a pun. It's in its name careers, so it's focused on assisting people with making some career decisions, and more about the soft skills and techniques to move their career forward. Thinking Careers, so it's starting off, are you thinking about a career change or a career path? And Thinking Careers, the other side is, do you want a career where you get paid to think? So my background is all about thinking and applying that thinking, problem solving, and specifically in an analytical career. So data analytics primarily, but also process analysis, business analysis, project management, and that's really the target that I'm focusing on. So, as far as the what I'm trying to portray and put forward, I want to create content that goes across the whole span of the chain, the career path chain. So if you're brand new, starting out in your career, or you've been in a job for a while, particularly like a lower paid retail, customer service, sales, commission type role, and maybe you're an introvert like me, and you're really not keen on putting your face out there and dealing with the customer emotions directly, constantly, day in, day out. But perhaps you like the core role itself. You like you're content with it. You can do the admin tasks well. Perhaps you said to yourself, I can't stand dealing with the customers. I just wish I could do this job, or a support role to this job, or just the admin behind this job. If you've said that to yourself, then this is, I believe, something that's can work for you. If you know that you're analytically minded, but you don't really know how to progress that, you could be an amazing data analyst. It's a bit of a buzzword, but we can get into the exact intricacies of what a data career looks like later on. But if you know that you feel strongly in yourself that you can, that you'd be a great asset in that role, then I think this is for you. Or perhaps you're doing you are deep into a career that you're no longer liking, or that you're not happy with the pay, or for some external reasons you have to, or personal reasons, you have to do a career shift. So that's it. You've got, are you early in a career? Are you changing career? And on top of that, do you have uni education behind you, or do you have no formal academic education behind you? So what I am looking to do is create an online course that'll show you where you may be on a particular matrix, with how much education you got and how much work experience you got, and then show the time it would take to move in that career towards a data career, strategies to do that, how to get a graduateship from uni, or if you don't want to go to uni path because of the cost and time it takes, and you've got other commitments, well, how do you pivot to an industry, or even within your current industry, how do you network with the right people to then work your way into that analytical career? So that's the goal behind the course. I want to do a base course of those who have not touched analytics before but know they want to get into it. So those that are doing a career pivot, or those that are in retail, customer service and that sort of thing, and they just yearning for a support role or an admin role to get away from that customer energy zapping. And I'll also be doing a focus career course on the second part of that chain, which is, so you've got you've just become a data analyst, or you're just moving towards become a senior data analyst. What does it mean? How do you grow in that role? How do you make yourself visible each day? How do you solve problems with the tools at your disposal? I want to show, I'm not going to be a how to code guru, because there's so many courses out there for free to teach you how to code, but I will be showing code as a means to solving problems. So thinking about what tools do you have at your disposal in your job. Maybe you're very limited. Maybe you just have Excel. Maybe you have access to a database and you can do drag and drop functions to extract the data. Maybe you have typical tools these days, open source stuff like Python and R. You can do your own programming to extract data and manipulate it and do some fancy stuff. Yeah, there's a whole raft of things. So I want to show all the different career paths that I've experienced under the data analyst umbrella, other careers that are related but aren't as data heavy, such as a process analyst or a business analyst, which is more about looking at a problem from the business's perspective, gathering those requirements, thinking about the mapping and the paths to make it happen, and then passing those requirements on to a technical person like a data analyst. And essentially the path towards those are all quite related. It just depends on how you position yourself in being a project manager or a subject matter expert in a project. So that's what I want to do. So we talked about the brand, we talked about the idea of the course. What's going to happen is through the YouTube channel, I'm going to try and bring somewhat regular videos to show perhaps a problem that I've solved that week, or a problem that's come through the comments, or from some user who's saying, oh, I've got this problem, or this theoretical or this actual problem, and give me a couple of tools and I will attempt to solve it in the way that I would do it in my career, and as a senior data analyst, that I have confidence in that experience, that it'll be valuable information. I'd like to do some interviews with people from all different range of careers, and as this is a career channel, I want to get there. You know, I might get in someone who I've worked with before, who's a senior manager of data analytics team. So what was that person's path to become a senior manager? Right back at the beginning, out of school, what education did they do? How long did it take them to go through each item? Is it still relevant now? How can that translate? And so on. Other items I want to discuss, realistic timeframes you have to spend in each iteration of a role in the lead up to a data analyst. So the path may take 1 year, it could take 5 years, depends where you're at, depends on your strategies. I believe my strategies are going to be effective, but they're not going to be learn to code in a week type information you see out there these days. It's realistic, it's focused, and this is coming from myself, who is a shy, non-assertive, highly introverted person who would have just loved to stay home, play video games, and never talk to another person if I can avoid it. But I've been able to grow quite heavily through that, through the support of mentors, and I've been able to mentor others to grow from being just a customer service person to being a strong, robust data analyst. I'll share as much as I can without breaking any confidentiality with certain organizations that I've worked with. I'll give indications of my income levels, or the income that I believe is fair at each role type. So in customer service, time in customer service, moving on to a support role, moving on to a process analyst role, and the incomes of that, moving on to business analyst or data analyst, project management, team leader, all that sort of stuff. So that's the goal. I hope you'll stick with me. Yeah, so I'll be pushing referrals from here if you're liking my stuff and interested and see this is something that can work for you, or something that perhaps you just want to upskill in. You're already a data analyst, or you might not want to be a data analyst, but you think that this sort of stuff might be valuable to pass on to others, whatnot. So I'll be referring to the course, and at the same time referring people in the course back to the YouTube channel to show the different avenues. So there's the paid content, which is the course to get you upskilled, and the course to be a high performer analyst, not just in technical skills, but how you solve problems, how you make yourself visible, how you track projects, track what you've completed, and network. There will also be other ideas that I'm going to chuck around, such as having some webinar or Skype sessions or whatnot, where perhaps people who've paid the course can come in and we can have a Q&A session, or they can prepare some questions before and I'll answer them live and then upload the video later. And also I'll consider doing one-on-one or group mentor ideas. It's something that I do in my current job. I run a weekly forum for whoever wants to come and teach them about coding, but also go through project management and give ideas for soft skill communication, particularly creating insights through the data and then communicating those insights correctly to leadership. And in that way, you're really controlling strategy, because you're the person who is giving the elements for them to make the decisions, and also ideas of what you're seeing, but then passing the risk onto them for them to make the final decision. So it's quite nice in that way, that you can own the value, but you don't have to own the final outcome unless you really feel driven towards that. But that's up to you. Okay. So this is just the first video. It is going to be fine-tuned. It's got most of the content that I want in it. And thank you so much.